Good evening, everyone. I welcome you all back to the episode 7 of our poetry reading sessions. So, today our guest is Mrs. Rachana Chakrabarti. Ma'am, I welcome you today to this platform. You're very familiar with this platform, and I'm here only because of you. So, I welcome you, ma'am. Uh, Ma'am, please talk to us about something.
Yes, thank you so much, Mehajeeben. It's always a pleasure to be in my with my own family. Actually, CWMA is my own family where we have mentors, we have poets across the globe, as well as writers who have joined us, and they are doing very well now. They have published their own books, so it's a great pleasure to be back once again in this platform, especially with the Poetry Club. It's very near to my heart. When we started this club, it was actually with the intention that literature is best form of expression, and poetry is one of them. With the poetic lines, with the poetic expression, we can just read out our heart. That was what the main intention behind making this, the poetry club, where we have poets across the globe joining us live for sharing the poems written by them. And as well as we are encouraging the writers to come up and make their own book. They can launch their own book, they can write with us, and we get it published all free of cost. So that was the main intention of CWMA. And of course, I am a teacher, I'm a professor over and out right now. I'm working as a principal in Vidyasagar International College here in Mumbai with the junior college students. And every day I feel that the level of students which we get is a great challenge for us because we are dealing with the ignited souls. So it is a learning for me and never ending process. And poetry comes as a solace to my heart, wherein we imbibe the words into, vivid images and memories of our past combined with present and what is going to happen in future. So we are doing a lot of things, and fairly enough, at the end of the session, I'll also be making an announcement for all my viewers. And as for my host, Mehajeeben, you are doing splendid job. I think you are hosting for the first time in online sessions the poetry club with the poetry club. This season three is completely, all your outlook, all the framework, the design, and everything was made by you. So thanks to you on behalf of all the other poets who joined us or who will be joining us. So it's a great pleasure to have you, Mehajeeben. And we would also request other youngsters, if you are a poet and if you are interested in learning more from our mentor poet, listening to them, their compositions, do join us, share us with in our email ID, creativewritingmodernage at gmail.com. So, and being a poet, my published poetry book is there in Amazon, Meandering Silence. And there, I think around 22 of my poems have been published in the book, which is right now available also in Amazon. You can all have a grab of it. And today, I would be reading a couple of them from the books if time permits.
Okay, okay, ma'am. So before we start with your poems, I would also like to give a small introduction of ma'am. So, Mrs. Rachna Chakrabarti, ma'am, she's an educationalist, award winning speaker, poet, educational mentor, deputy chief moderator for State Board, teaching aids expert, global international speaker, global educationist founder, CVMD, and CWMS Institute of Skill Development. A creative writing and a literary platform is what our creative writing modern age is for all age groups, focusing on the speaking and writing skills for the past 6 years. So she has done her MA in English Literature with Indo-Anglican as a core specialization from Guwahati University, Assam. She has been in teaching experience for more than 26 years in high school. She has worked as principal in reputed institutions of Mumbai, guest lecturer in several colleges of Mumbai. Her core expertise has been life skills along with academics for the teenage. She has conducted a teacher training workshop for Leeds group of schools and has been invited as speaker on various platforms to educate teachers, educators on different topics of ECCE as one of the panelists for ECCD in Sunbeam School as well as invited as guest speaker in Bongaigaon College, Assam, to guide their postgraduates on career in English literature and on an eminent literary platform like Russian TV and Literary Society along with Roman and Sri Lankan universities. She has been invited as a chief guest, guest of honor, and an esteemed guest in various schools for art fest, sports day, counseling, literary fields, early childhood education. Her books and research works on teenage years has been published in Roman magazine manuals. She has been a facilitator of ILS Sri Lanka, where she conducted sessions on sustainable development goals for youth. So that was her brief introduction. So now we would like to move on to the first poem of Ma'am. It will be really pleasure for all of us here to listen the beautiful poem from Rachna Chakravarti, ma'am. I'm sure she'll recite it in the most fantabulous way. Ma'am, we are here to listen to your poem.
Yeah, thank you so much. Benjamin, it's always a pleasure to listen about yourself from somebody else. And I think after a long time again, I'm hearing it. So it gives real boost up when somebody is speaking about you. You have been doing, and then you realize, oh my God, did I really do so many things in the past? Oh, just going through a cycle of whatever was done, and you are the youngster who will be doing more than what we have done right now. Anyway, without further going into my accomplishments, I will read out one of my poems from my book, Meandering Silence. Um, I will just start with a small few lines which I had written about past and how does past stick to us, and then I'll move on with a rain poem. The poem's name is Delirious Past. How can we decide what we can do? I know I need not prove, as I very well know my potentiality. But why sometimes we are deviated by our past, which wants to cling to us without our knowledge? Why can't we move ahead? Why can't we forget our past? So, this was my first starting, which we always keep on thinking about our past, and as a result, we are not able to move ahead. So, with that, I will start with my first poem, The Two Lettered Energizer, which is none other than Ma. The two lettered energizer is the feeling which we all exhale as a woman and inhale it with that same feeling. So it's about parenting and how it went on from generation. I tried to write a few lines about it. A new look incurred into my being when I got to be known by my doing. I was adorned, praised, and admired when you dominated my being. I know not how to thank you, my angels, as you came and I got to be known as Ma. With a new zeal for this life, I hope Lord gives me the right strength to face the strife. This was actually the time when I became a mother. It's not easy to run this terrain of being your ma and shaping your future. It's the only endeavor that delights me now. And happy am I to see them rise and thus prove myself in making a better ma. The new post can't be changed or altered. What matters is a new feeling. Can I flemish my task in doubt? Can anyone flag me for the task endowed? So many illusions, so many challenges, but every new decision poke me back. Am I obligated by this new designation? Have I placed myself on the highest podium? I know not. I think not. But what others say jinx me faster. It motivates me. But should I react to them further? Or should my creation be my own pathfinder? I think it's right to confide with my inner self that this really comes when we are together. And she pulls me sweetly and says, that two lettered energizer, Mom. I can't think of anything else after that. Intoxicating Ma. And jump to give them what they desire. But am I pondering them away from their goal? They don't like to take challenges as they have their ultimate solution, their own mark. Mark and pat, mark and put every single distorted thing to be shaped. Decades have passed, but still it is Mark who can create magic in their child's life. But what about the Saturn who started sowing the seeds of desire? Can the two littered energizers still hold back the cute hands which calls me Ma? Thank you. So that was the moments which I remembered about my motherhood, and I just jotted it down, remembering my two lovely kids and the mother of two lovely daughters. And so it always gives me a pleasure when I got this new designation in me. The whole world has given me some other designation, but the designation got from my own daughters. matters a lot. So that's my first composition.
That was really beautiful, ma'am. Like the you for when you first said the two energetical words, first I was just confused. What are you just trying to say? Then after that, when you said "ma," I was like, okay, because you metaphorically explained it so beautifully. Ma'am, I would like to ask here a question. You are away from your mother, very much away from your mother, and today you also are also a mother of two daughters, and your mother is also mother of two daughters. Ma'am, how do you feel? Like, do you think that this hurts your mother as well? Do you write poems on your mother as well?
Yes, yes, yes. I write poems of my mother, my sister. I really miss them. As you had told already, I hail from Assam, but I have been in Mumbai for the past 20, really it's a long time, 27 years. So I'm not telling my age though, covering my age up. But yes, for the last 27 years, I'm here in Mumbai without my mother, and it really pains. That is why I think that lines which I wrote, that devil, the Saturn coming in, will it be able to hold them? And again, they will be also starting their own motherhood very soon. So life goes on. It's a circle. I really miss them, miss my mother, my sister, the bonding which we had shared. But yes, sometimes I always have to face that allegation too. You have forgotten us and you're busy with your own daughters. But the cycle will again continue, I know. That is why my last two liners, which I said, will devil be, holding them back very soon. When they will, why I named it devil, it is that same thing which came to me because I got busy with my daughters somewhere, sometimes failing to do my responsibility as a daughter myself.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for explaining those lines because when you recited it, I was about to ask you what those two lines actually mean. When you talked about Saturn, I was like, what ma'am trying to mean? Okay, I understood it now. You actually gave some the soul to the poems after using those two lines. They are really really meaningful. And if you didn't explain, I actually wouldn't have understood. That was really beautiful, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Now we would like to move on to the next poem. I'm sure you'll not disappoint us. You'll have another wonderful poem. I would like to hear that, ma'am.
Surely, surely. We'll move ahead to the next one. This poem, actually, I don't know. Today, somehow I'm going with my, you can say, live wires. So I'll take up my grandmother and my mother too. I had written since you told me, so I'm turning the pages and finding out. I've taken out a love poem though. But anyway, let's see if there is time. We'll go to that as a last finishing one. But this poem, it's also very close to me about my grandmother and my mother, how they cherished me, and dedicated to both of them. So I would like to start with the poem's name as Positive Vibes. My granny. My granny, oh my granny, what should I say about her? She's a lady of extreme cuteness, concealing all her sorrow behind her smile. Oh, how she superhandedly smiles all her woes out. Conceived my mother when she herself was just a teen. But never did she complain about her extending breed. She was the one, actually, when she was a teen at that time, she had conceived my mother. 9 kids did she not only conceive, but also manage to give them a better life. How she could manage all her 9 when I get drowned sometimes by my only 2. My mother, oh my mother personifies womanhood, a caregiver with super organizational skills, a bundle of unbridled energy and compassion. She really is the epitome of sacrifice. Till today, I failed to learn how she does it all. I, the mother, quarrel with my daughters over petty things. But she sacrificed her teenage for her siblings and the rest of her life on us. Oh, can there be any woman who doesn't know what they want? My mom supports her own mom, and to date, my support system too. A real woman is she. Lucky am I to be born to her, and lucky are the persons associated with her. She demands an aura of respect around her, though her psychic refutes it all. I salute her to be beside me always. My sister, here's a noble soul who cares to me, lighted my darkened, obliterate way. Never thought about her happiness. A little naughty, a little cute, but clever all the way. Modesty covers her from head to toe, besides me always, whenever I need. A holy soul, a pure heart, a crazy sis. Thanks for being beside me always. These are some lines which I had written for both my mother and my sister, my grandmother. So this is a complete package of parenting skills. Hope you
Yes, ma'am, I
enjoyed
can
it,
see.
Majideen.
Yes, ma'am, definitely, ma'am. I can sense a feeling of familyhood in you. You are, even though you're away from them, I can feel a little that you miss your family a lot. You miss Assam, I think. Ma'am. I can feel it
Yes,
in your words.
yes, very true. I am missing everyone. I am missing every one of them.
Ma'am, your poems are very much on family, and your mother also, because there you have till now recited two poems like about family, your daughters, your mother, your sister. I'm sure you write poems on more genre, but still, ma'am, I would like to ask you this question: which is the favorite topic on which you like to write?
Okay, my favorite genre always have been about love, metaphysical poems, love that transcends time. So it can be love anywhere, love of parents, love of daughters, love is in the air. So for me, genre is love, and basically I prefer John Donne, who had written a lot of metaphysical poems. I truly adore him in his ways of writing, and of course Shakespeare, not to be forgotten, is the prime interest for me, especially sonnets. His sonnets really gives transcends my time into a different level, where he never discloses to whom it is written, but still it's about his deep feeling and his succulent emotions, which I believe is very important for a poet when they write. But nowadays, I meet a lot of bilingual poets, especially the Hindi poets. So I'm just thinking that I should start writing some Hindi poems too, because the Hindi, I don't know, somehow it's attracting me. It's being our national language too. Um, I don't know, somehow the words are giving me some sort of
More
encouragement.
expressive, ma'am. Hindi actually
Yes,
feelings are more expressive.
maybe. So I attend a lot of poetry sessions, and wherein my friends are all Hindi poets. Of course, they're bilingual, but I felt somehow that it's very expressive. Let's see. I'll try someday maybe to write some Hindi poems too. Of course.
Okay, okay, ma'am. I would love to hear them too, ma'am. Whenever you write, ma'am, Hindi poem, please do let me know because you have a good taste of poetry. I'm sure you write great Hindi poems too. Because, ma'am, more than English, in Hindi poems are more expressive because the words are somehow like that. So I'm sure if you like
Yes.
Hindi poems, it will be really worth it. Ma'am, I would also like here to ask you one question. You're a very busy woman and you're a working woman, which is the very good thing, which is an inspiration for all the women out there. Because ma'am, normally it happens that women after getting a particular degree they don't go for works. The degree is confined to their households only. But you're working, you have a family, you have two daughters. I think your daughters are grown up enough, they're also doing their graduation, I think. So, ma'am, you have made your daughters are so much educated. You are yourself, you are working out for other women. Ma'am, when do you write poems? Like, when is that feel? When does that feeling comes when you think that you should write poems? Because I know that normally poets have the particular time when they write poems. Do you have that particular time, or is it like any time?
Yeah, particular time actually is when I am in supervision. It's very, very funny though. When I'm supervising the students in the examination hall, suddenly I think of so many lines. It just comes up looking at the students' faces, their tension, and then thinking about the parents behind how who are their expectations about these students who are writing, the NEET exams, the medical entrance exam, when I'm just in supervision or in round. Sometime earlier, I was supervising also. So, as a supervisor, that time all the poetry flows in, and there's nothing because you're not supposed to carry something when we are doing supervision. So, I just grab the supplement only and write the few lines, and then after coming down, I frame it. Nowadays, so that was actually the time. Now, recently, I'm not getting being the principal to supervise. I take rounds, so then supervision has stopped, and even poetry writing has gone back into the back end now a little bit. But yes, surely I'll come up with my new compositions. All it's there floating in the head. So basically, I used to write poems when I was in supervision, and pen it down, just few lines here and there. Grab the paper and write it down, and then coming down directly after submission of the papers and all. Then used to write down the poems. So that was the time when the students, how serious they are. They keep on writing. Some of them in different mood. They don't know anything. They're just blank. They're looking, and there's so many lines float away into the mind. And some of them are just deeply, sucked inside into their papers. They're writing, writing, writing. And when they look at me and they see that I'm staring at them, what happened? Like, no, no, nothing. No papers are there. Nothing. We are not copying. So that time it inspires me, the parenting skills, or you can say the love for writing. Everything comes up at that moment.
Yes, ma'am, definitely. Everyone has their own timings. I think I used to write poems during my botany lectures because I used to find botany so boring that at the time the lines used to float in my mind. And I used to turn the pages, and the last page I used to just jot down the lines. Definitely,
Wow.
that's something which you can't talk about. Sometimes, like ma'am, I think that happens to you as well. Like middle of the
Yes.
night when you just can't sleep, you jot down lines. Definitely, that happens, ma'am.
Yes,
So
we have a diary. Diary is written, that diary is meant for that. Even dreams, short stories. When we write, I write blogs too. So that also I keep on. Suddenly in the, I have a flash coming in. I write it down in the diary, and then later on typing work continues.
okay, okay, that's really beautiful, ma'am. I actually never got to know about it, but yes, ma'am, I've also heard of a lot of blog writing and all, but I didn't know that you also write it. Anyway, ma'am, we would like to move on to the next poem now.
Okay, next one more should I read?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Then one more should be. I'll take it from. Actually, I'm reading it from my book, Meandering Silence. It's available. It's written by me. It's available there in Amazon. I'll take something totally different. I was doing about parenting. I'll end the session maybe. How much did we take time? I hope I'm not, making you feel bored about it.
No, ma'am, not at all. I enjoyed all the poems every Saturday. I'm just waiting for it.
Good, good, good. So yeah, because you're a poet yourself, so you enjoy that is why.
Mm.
Others, and we are actually trying to inspire more and more youngsters to express themselves instead of viewing anything television or wasting their time. You should indulge yourself in writing poems or short stories too. Also helps a lot. So this sort of literary forms always keeps you alive, It helps you double foldedly your word power and your formation of sentences, and then the power of expression. You get to understand all these things very clearly, which is needed nowadays. And our students or this generation has actually forgotten to write. So, with this platform, we would also try to encourage them that write it down. Whichever words are coming to your mind, please write it down. Carry a notebook with you. Yeah, I know my students always tell me, ma'am, why notebook? We have notepad. We just write, we just type it down. So I say to them that see, in the end, mostly you will land up writing your examination. So the writing practice course, of course, online exams are there, but still, to make that a practice, it's a habit. So we here in creative writing modern age, we are focusing in the skill development, the speaking skills, the writing skills, the reading skills, which will make you a complete person and allow you to face the audience properly. So that's my main agenda behind the our institute, opening the institute and meeting several students across the globe. So today I will think we'll end it up. It's already 30 minutes. I'll take another last poem because you want it. But this I'll go to a completely romantic genre. I'll just transcend you with the time and age and few lines. Not I'll not make you feel boring about it. It's about the romance in the kitchen. Then what happens when you are cooking and suddenly your loved one, your husband comes in, and what is happening there? What has been cooked actually? So that is what I have penned it down to. So the poem's name is Kitchen Hit, something very humorous as well as romantic. I'll not call it completely romantic. It's humorous also. So you can enjoy that humor note in my poem too. So Kitchen Hit. Ablaze I go with your pampering touch. The seeds of good food are about to reel as your warm breath reconciles behind me. I recall Nusrat's style of cutting kitchen, but he alone and we accompany. I smell not the roasted chicken, but the sweat of your body. Your romance puffs up like the sagacious chicken in the pan. Every moment together is precious, but the heat in the kitchen is different. It brews up with the reddened chicken in flame. The rice is all cooked, and finally it's time to let the ambience out. So I hope that romantic romance in the kitchen was the final touch for today's evening. On that wonderful note, I think we can move ahead towards the ending or the closure.
Yes, ma'am, definitely. It was really funny when you talk about like the smell and all. It was really nice.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I thought, ma'am, actually, I only moved you away. I think you had some other plans or poems today. I moved you towards your
No, no,
family
no.
because, ma'am, yesterday when I was talking to your sister, then she told me that she wanted you to come home soon. She wants to see you soon. That's why I tried to remind
Yes,
you of
very
it.
true.
Yes, ma'am. I would
Yes,
also
very
like to
true.
meet you.
Surely,
Ma'am,
surely
yes,
we'll meet. We'll meet.
yes, ma'am, definitely. So I think, ma'am, we have almost come to the end. Ma'am, would you like to add something?
Yes, there's a announcement for everyone who's watching us live, and even for you, Mehajeeben. We are coming up with the third season of Cosmo Poetica with mentor poets and new uprising poets too. It will be an online event wherein all global poets and educators speaking about poetry as a form of literature will be joining in, and it is on 21st of July. We still have time. In the meantime, if you're interested, you can reach out to us with your profile in our email ID, creativewritingmodernage@gmail.com, and let us know that if you could be present. We have a lot of global poets joining us, as well as literaturist English writers who will be talking about as poetry as a form of literature, and how does poetry makes an impact on us. So it will be a 2 hour long online program on 21st July, and I'm requesting the young poets to join in, because he will learn a lot. These are the established poets who have published their books. So you are really going to enjoy. And if you have not visited our Facebook, group, you can see there the previous Cosmopoetica season 1 and Cosmopoetica season 2. This is going to be Cosmopoetica season 3. The amazing poets across the globe had joined us and read out their own compositions, which will give you an impact how you should go about writing your own poems. And we have already sent the invites far across the globe, and soon we will be coming up. So before 21st, please do book your seats if you are interested to listen to them and even read one of your compositions, and ask them to listen to it. Then it would be really an honor for the young poets, as well as the mentor poets would guide you, would be able to give you that guidance too. So that was an announcement which I had kept it towards the end. So watch the video till the end, then only you will be able to get this surprise which we have kept it. So I'm inviting with this live to all the poets. Do join in, flood us with your messages, with your emails. Just ping into us if you have the quality or the zeal in you, or if you really want to be an aspiring poet, and or you already are a poet, have written ample of poems and want to get published with your poetry book. Do let us know. We will help you in that too, with the help of our mentor poets. So thank you so much for joining in. And those who are going to watch us later on, also please keep in mind 21st July, we are coming up with Cosmo Poetica, and you will meet some. I am assuring you, it will be a mind blowing event. If you have not seen the events earlier, which we had conducted, season 1 and season 2, do visit our social media platform, our Facebook group, Creative Writing Modern Age. There you will be able to see the season 1 as well as the season 2. Now we are coming up with season 3 with a big bang. That is on 21st July. So thank you so much. Thank you, Mehajeeben, once again. And we expect to see you also, Mehajeeben, reciting
Yes, ma'am.
at
Surely
least
I'll
a
be
couple of
joining.
poems. Yeah, your poems written by you, so the mentor poets can also hear it from you.
Yes, ma'am, definitely. Thank you, ma'am, for making this announcement. I'm sure this will inspire a lot of poets, lot of youth, especially, to join us, and I'm sure everyone will join us. All of you who are interested in poetry, please join us on our platform. With this, we have come to the end. We'll be meeting next Saturday with our another guest. With this, we are winding up. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Stay safe.